reasons that tree service marketing teams and agencies that serve tree service businesses fail. And this may not be an exhaustive list, but these are like the four primary buckets that most approaches that don't work fall into. And so you want to be aware of these things because obviously the purpose of marketing is to generate more opportunity to improve the optics of our business. So if the team that we have in place or the agency we have in place isn't doing that, obviously we want to improve upon that. So I'll just jump right in here. Number one reason is they have no idea what they're doing. And so there's a wealth of resources and knowledge online on YouTube, on Google. Now we have ChatGPT, Perplexity, all these places where you can go and pretty much learn whatever you want. And so it's really easy to like create a website or to learn how to do like a baseline level of marketing. You can go to YouTube and spend 10 hours, looking at how to build an Elementor site, or you can go to GoDaddy or Wix or Squarespace and quickly develop a website. But without like real mastery, without that 10,000 hours of practice and repetitions, most of these people are just labeling themselves as marketers, but they started last week or yesterday, or it's your cousin who's really smart and categorizes a website at building a website as something easy that they can do, or the owner that creates their own website on GoDaddy Builder. And so it's like, yeah, you can do it, you can create a website, but you don't have even a level of mastery required to understand what you're missing, from tracking to ad setup to landing page conversions to integrating GA4 to setting up Search Console to correctly configuring DNS records. Like, these are just some of the things that novice marketers don't understand and don't even know that they're missing. So the number one reason is your marketing team or your agency just has no idea what they're doing. Number two, this is where they start to get more nuanced. Is number two is they understand your business, but not how to execute the tactics. And so usually we see this in like you hire an office manager or you hire somebody who specializes in marketing. The rate's good. Maybe they're working for $20 or $30 an hour. You're paying them $40,000, $50,000 a year. And they'll come in and they'll learn your business. Maybe they'll even help you answer the phones. But the reality is, like, they don't know how to execute on tactics. Like, they don't know how to run Facebook ads the right way. They can go watch a YouTube video and follow a tutorial, but when that doesn't work or get the ROI you're looking for, they won't know why. They won't know how to tune the creative or the offer or how those things fit in with the website, how to set it up correctly. So they understand your business, your clients' needs, your questions, the things you offer, but they have no mastery of the tactics. Like, they'll be a generalist who you hire to do everything from a marketing capacity. And the old adage, jack of all trades, master of none, applies nowhere better than in the marketing discipline where we're playing a zero sum game. So you might be able to set up Google Ads according to Google's tutorial, but if you have a big player in their market with a huge agency behind them who has really optimized their ads and they want to get every single click they possibly can, they're going to win an auction over and over and over, or push your ads up to a point where the bid is so high that you can't possibly win. So, and the person that you've hired to help manage or oversee that for you doesn't have the expertise required to look within Google Ads or look within Google Analytics and understand what's going on. Usually, what happens in this case is I run into the owner who's like, I tried Google Ads and it didn't work for me. And then we tried Facebook ads and it didn't work for us. And we've tried all these things. The tactics work. That's why someone in your market is buying that attention, or that's why everybody is talking about these things and using them. The tactic didn't work because of the person that you chose to implement it, not because of the tactic itself. It's the how, not the what. So that's the second reason. They understand your business but not how to execute the tactic. Number three is they understand the tactics, but not the nuance of your business. And so this is where like the generalist agency comes in. Like, just because someone's crushed it in chiropractic doesn't mean they will crush it in tree service. The offers are different. The needs of the clients are different. How to speak to their pain or their primary buying motivations are different. And so if you are not able to capture all of that feedback and provide it to your agency unsolicited, like, hey, these are the things that my clients are really looking for when they're searching for tree service. So this is the kind of creative that you should create, or this is what I want you to put in the ads. Like, this is what I want you to write on my website. Like, yes, they master the tactics and they might know how to set them up, but they don't know your business. So you have to tell them or communicate to them effectively, like, exactly what that needs to be. If you don't know, then you're not really that much better off than two. They're going to implement their tactics that they've done for other clients or customers, and depending on your market and the competitiveness and who's out there running what, that won't be successful either, because what worked for the rural contractor in the market with no competition isn't going to work for you in your middle of the road business in a very competitive market like Houston or Detroit or San Francisco. So it's like the zero sum game, meaning the fact that you and your competitors are all competing for the same business, is going to overcome the inferior agency who's not specialized and doesn't understand what's going on. So that's number 3. They understand the tactics but not your business. And finally, the fourth reason, and this is what we see from like the really really big agencies, like, hey, they have hundreds of reviews, they've been around for 10, 15 years, like they have all of this social proof and all these 5-star reviews, so they must be able to get great results for my business. And then you sign up for that agency and sign the contract and the results are like really lackluster. Is it because that agency has never helped any contractor anywhere ever, or because that agency sucks? Most of the time I would argue no. Like, as much as I'd love to throw them under the bus and say, yeah, they're horrible, awful, no good, generally it's reason number 4, which is they productize their offering so deeply it becomes generic, right? So the owner who was originally a part of that business, who set it up, who developed the tactics, who worked hand in hand with the person to develop those campaigns, those early case studies and testimonials, that momentum, they have since stepped away from filling that role, and maybe they've hired a third party or subcontractors or a leverage service provider to now fulfill that service for them. And so what got them to that point of success is not what's currently being delivered, and the bar has been raised by the industry, and they're still doing the same thing that they were doing like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So they've productized their offering and delegated off the thinking portion of the campaign creation. And now the tactics aren't going to work for you because everybody's using them. It's now the status quo 1 to 2 years later, where it used to be the thing that was really getting results. And what you need to realize about those bigger agencies is they move slowly, right? So even though they have more money, more resources, they might have better dashboards, fancier widgets. Everything they do, they have to systemize and productize for every single one of their clients, right? So that process takes time. They're not going to be as nimble or reactive as a small boutique agency, or one where the leadership team, and owner is like still involved in setting up and overseeing the campaigns, because they've productized and they've moved on. So those are the primary 4 reasons that we see marketing teams, either internal or external, fail. Either they have no idea what they're doing, they understand the business but not how to execute the tactics, they they understand the tactics but not the business, or they've productized their offering so deeply and subcontracted it out that it becomes generic and ineffective. So these are, hopefully this is helpful to frame for you so you can ask the right questions when you're investigating what agency you want to work with or who you want to hire into your marketing campaign, um, or to manage your marketing rather, so you understand what is important and what the potential landmines can be. So, hope this helps. I'll see you guys on the next live.